Tēnā rā tātou katoa. I want to start today by acknowledging that what happened to Malachi Subecz was a terrible tragedy and simply should not have occurred. My thoughts are with his family today. Every child in Aotearoa is entitled to a safe upbringing, to grow up without fear of violence or mistreatment. Sadly, that is not always the case. The treatment of children in New Zealand is a dark shame. Oranga Tamariki receives almost 70,000 reports of concern each year. Yes, some of those children come into care, but at any one time they are also working with about 50,000 children and their whānau to keep them safe and out of care. While I say all this to illustrate the nature of the work and its challenges, this harsh reality also means that our child protection system has to be exceptional and it has to be up to the task. When I say child protection system, I don't just mean Oranga Tamariki. At the point that Oranga Tamariki is notified, a child and their whānau have often already come into contact with several other government agencies. When considering this wider network, there cannot be gaps that allow the children who are most at risk to go unheard, to be invisible, as Dame Karen noted in her review. It is obvious to me that the system failed Malachi and his family. For that, I am deeply sorry, and together with Oranga Tamariki, we will make that apology in the most appropriate way. What happened isn't acceptable, and there is a clear need to do better across the board. Oranga Tamariki missed the first crucial opportunity to intervene, as highlighted in Dame Karen's report. But each agency had a piece of the puzzle, and if those pieces had been shared and put together, then earlier interventions may have been made. No staff in this space, be it social worker, doctor or teacher, go to work to cause harm. The person who caused harm to Malachi is in prison. But the warning signs were always in plain sight, from the daycare that took photos of his injuries to the reports of concern that should have been acted on to health professionals who saw Malachi. We can't stay still on this, we have to make this system better. All recommendations that can be adopted immediately or in principle have been accepted. Those include designing a better monitoring system for early education, legislating to clearly define agencies' responsibilities for child protection, and, crucially, improving information sharing. The review found that the legislation to do this already exists, but it is not being used or understood. That will change. Oranga Tamariki has also already taken action itself to address its failings, such as strengthening the site in question, as well as work to ensure other sites facing similar pressures are better supported. None of the senior staff involved in Malachi's case work for Oranga Tamariki anymore. With other more complex recommendations from Dame Karen's review, including mandatory reporting and automatic vetting of caregivers when a solo parent goes to prison, the government must consider them carefully. I know that will be frustrating for Malachi's family and the public, but the worst thing we could do is commit to a knee-jerk action that could make things worse for children. However, we are committed to taking action. We owe it to all the children in Aotearoa to do better, and we owe it to Malachi. We're happy to take questions.